Interestingly enough, we keep hearing from the Democratic Party, we keep hearing from the Democratic Party that if the Democrats go to the left, if the Democrats embrace socialism, if the Democrats embrace Bernie Sanders, if the Democrats embrace Medicare for all, if they do anything remotely for the people, they will get destroyed, murdered in the 2018 midterms, and then, of course, the 2020 president election. That's all I hear. All I hear. Have you been hearing that? Because interestingly enough, two polls have come out this week, and both polls show the exact opposite. Have you seen these polls highlighted on CNN? Polls showing Bernie Sanders as the only candidate, as the candidate for 2020, beating Trump by the most. Have you seen that on CNN? I haven't seen it. Shocker, shocker. I haven't seen it. Have you seen polls showing that 70% of the United States of America support Medicare for all? Have you seen that? I haven't. I've seen a lot about Michael Cohen, and I covered the Michael Cohen thing. I thought it was important. I've seen a lot, again, about Stormy Daniels. Now today we're doing our little tribute to John McCain, who is, I don't like him, but I don't wish, well, I wish some people death. But he has stopped treatment, so, unfortunately he will, well, should I say unfortunately? Oh, I'm going to get attacked. I don't wish anyone death, other than Hitler. So, but Bernie Sanders, if the election were held today, Bernie Sanders would defeat Donald Trump. How many points? How many points do you think Bernie Sanders, before I show you the poll, how many points do you think Bernie is beating Trump? Let me know in my super chat, which by the way is super. So feel free to leave a couple bucks if you can. I'll read it. I'll definitely give you a shout out. How many points do you think Bernard, socialist, boogeyman, communist Sanders is beating Donald J. Trump? Joseph Pace says 15. That's close. Joseph, you're close. 10 and above. Lance, I need a number, not 10 and above. The Black Swan, 30. Shagarat, more than they will admit. Let's see on Facebook if anyone's commenting. Well, you got to share the video on Facebook because Facebook suppression is worse than anyone. So I'm not seeing any comment. Oh, Chachi says 11%. Chachi, you're the closest. Chachi's the closest. We're close. He said 11%. Yellowbird, 10%, very close. Charles K, 20%, very close. If Chachi's at 10 and I say he's close, 14, close. Chachi's been the closest at 11%. Going once, twice, 3 times, 12%. 12%. Bernie Sanders is up 12% over President Trump. Here are how they would stack up. Bernie Sanders, 44%. President Trump, 32%. Bernie Sanders up 12 points. Vice President Joe Biden. I don't even know why they're even putting him in the polls, other than the fact the establishment loves him. Biden, 43. Trump, 31. So Biden. What is that, 43 to 31? So Biden's also 12%. Elizabeth Warren, 34 to 30. So just 4 points, Elizabeth Warren. Cory Booker, shocker. You're starting to see Cory Booker, down 2, 27-29. Kamala Harris, down 3, 26-29. Corrupt Andrew Cuomo, down 5, 25-30. Corrupt Kirsten Gillibrand, down 5, 24-29. Oh, God. Attorney General Holder, please. 24-30. He's down 6. Oh, Michael Avenatti. Is this serious? Michael Avenatti, down 8 at 20 and 28. I mean, let's take a look at the top here, shall we? Let's take a look at the top. So, we have Biden, 44-32. 43-31, excuse me. and Bernie 44-32. Who do we think? Who do we think is more of a liability against Donald J. Trump? Joe Biden or Bernie Sanders? The mainstream media would tell you Bernie Sanders. But how is that so? How is the person who's pushing Medicare for all, Bernie Sanders, more of a liability than Joe Biden? How is the person that has been against all the disastrous wars, Bernie Sanders, more of a liability than Joe Biden, who voted for Iraq and every other war? How is the person more of a liability, Bernie Sanders, who's been against NAFTA, against the TPP, and all of these disastrous trade deals, which that stance is how Trump won Michigan, Ohio, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania? How is he more of a liability than Joe Biden, who was for all those things? How is Bernie Sanders, who does not take money from big banks, does not take money from big pharma, does not take money from big oil, does not take money from big Silicon Valley and tech? How is it that Bernie Sanders would be more of a liability than Joe Biden, who has hoarded that money forever? The only thing that Joe Biden would have over Bernie Sanders is the media. JMT says, yes, the kitchen. For those of you that have followed me, back in my day at the Young Turks, this is where it all began. My parents' kitchen. This is where I feel most comfortable. One day, if the gods are with us, if the funding comes in, we might have a studio, we might have graphics, we might have production, but I'm never leaving my parents' kitchen roots. We are not going to dress this up in beautiful story glasses because graphics, because the bottom line is we all need real reporting and news and commentary. It's about what comes out of the journalist's mouth, not what is behind the journalist. So those of you who like my parents' kitchen, I'm back, baby. Just for the weekend, though. After all that. Jennifer Miller says, Biden versus Bernie would be a complete repeat of 2016. Please don't let this happen. Well, I'd be happier for a Warren nomination than a Biden nomination. Talk about Dem establishment. I agree. Somebody wants to see the baby pictures on the fridge? Oh, those aren't my babies. No babies. That's not babies in my family. But what's astounding to me is Joe Biden. It's like this. It's like extreme makeover Hillary Clinton. It's extreme makeover Joe Biden. He's been depicted as middle-class Joe because he took the Amtrak to work. How proletariat of Joe Biden. He took the Amtrak to work. Joe Biden is Hillary Clinton. Just different parts. Joe Biden and his policies depleted Ohio, depleted Michigan, depleted Wisconsin, depleted Illinois, depleted Pennsylvania, has depleted parts of the South and the West. He's not a friend of the middle class. He's a friend of the 1%. He just sounds middle class. Joe Biden, by the way, Joe Biden, I'll give Obama one piece of credit. He took out bin Laden without sending in ground troops and this whole thing. Joe Biden wanted to send in ground troops to take out bin Laden. Biden equals Trump re-election. I don't care if he's up 12 points. You don't think Trump is going to do the same thing to Hillary that he did to Biden? You don't think he's going to point out Biden's Wall Street donations, oil donations, all these donations? You don't think Trump voters are stupid enough to still think Trump is for them and is populist? No. There's a reason why when I was at the Young Turks and I would go to Trump rallies, the first person they would tell me, if you're not going to vote for Trump, who would you vote for? This is still the primaries. Bernie. Or the general. Bernie. Not Ted Cruz, not Ben Carson, not any other wackadoodle from the clown car. But our media and the Democratic Party, I'm about to show you the polls for Medicare for All. It's almost like the Democratic Party sees more money in losing. Does anyone else see this? It's almost like the Democratic Party sees more money in continually losing. I really don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. Why is the Democratic Party moving away again from Bernie Sanders? I don't care that Biden is also up by 12. Biden is Hillary. Is he a better public speaker? Yeah. But the people have woken up. As soon as the people see he's pro-NAFTA, he was pro-TPP, he was pro-Iraq, he's pro what we're doing in Yemen, there's going to be not enough appeal for Biden. By the way, Biden was for welfare reform. How'd that work out for African Americans? Biden was for the crime bill. How'd that work out for African Americans? There's also been, I'm not going to push out fake news, but have you ever seen pictures with Joe Biden hanging on his hand to women? I'm just keeping it real. Some of the pictures look a little creepy. Keeping it real, folks. I ain't starting a rumor, but I'm kind of starting a rumor. Gene, thank you. $4.99 in the super chat. Hey, Jordan, glad to see you in your folks' kitchen. Finally got notified in time to watch live. And you know what? It's funny, Gene, because in this kitchen this morning, my aunt and uncle from Massachusetts are in town. So they're at my parents' house. That's why I'm here. We're all going out for dinner. My mom she's a Trump supporter. So is my father. So my aunt, who's a super, super progressive, we're trying to explain to her Medicare for all. And we're trying to explain to my mother, do you not realize that you pay out of your ass so we could stay in endless war? Do you not realize that we, the taxpayers, and you, the small business owner, my mother's a small business owner, pay so that Trump's supporters Trump's rich friends can get the $2 trillion tax cut? We're paying for it. So when you say, I don't want to pay for other people to have health care, you're already paying for tax cuts and endless war and all these other things. You're paying for it. We're paying for it. Ugh. She's starting to come around. But then she used the term illegal aliens, and I had to really go hard on her. It's not an illegal alien. They're undocumented. So she backtracked. But she's actually a good woman. She just watches too much Fox News.